Welcome back, guys. How is everyone doing? So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a loader animation in Figma, something like what's seen on the screen right here. So you can see how this loader is rotating. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create that. So first things first, I'm going to head over to a new page. I'm going to head over to a new design page so that because I have a lot of things cluttered here. So I already created one page already. So you can name the page or loader page so you cannot get confused, you won't get confused. Then I have my page. The next thing I'm going to do is I just brought out a frame here. So there are two reasons why we're bringing out a frame. The first reason is because we want to use the frame to measure our elements while designing, because if I just come out here and create a random circle, maybe let's say I just created a circle like this, and I start designing my loader, then when I want to bring it inside the frame, you can see how big it's looking because I still have to prototype it, which is the second reason why we'll be using the frame here. So we use the frame to prototype, and we also use the frame to measure the size of our circle. Yeah, so measure the size of our element. So if I put the circle in here, you see that it's too big, so I'm going to first of all use the frame to measure the size that I want. So maybe I want my loader this small or I want it this big. It's your choice. So just make sure you use the frame to measure your elements before you start designing it. So maybe I just want the frame to be minimal, something like this. Then you can start designing outside the frame. So we're going to make use of a circle for that loader. Yeah, so first thing we're going to do is we'll get our circle, and if you zoom in, because a lot of people have been asking me, oh sir, how did you create the circle inside here? There's a circle in the center. So where you're zoomed out, if you're zoomed out, if you notice, you can't see anything inside the circle yet. Maybe unless you hover over it. When you hover over it, then you see this arc here. It is called an arc, but it's in form of a circle, a little circle here. So what we're going to do is you zoom in, because while designing you can't be designing your element while you're zoomed out, so you have to zoom in. When you zoom in, you click on that arc. So this arc is basically to open the circle. It's not going to create that inner hole. It's just to create an opening here. So we'll click on it and drag it like this, then you'll be able to open the arc. So that's the first thing. Then once you open it, then you see other two circles here, little circles here. You can also use it to manipulate the circle. So it is from this first one here, the one in the center, that's what we're going to create the hole from. So once I drag it this way, just drag it backwards. I just Ctrl Z. So drag it backwards, then you have it open like this. So that was how I'm able to create this effect. You want to bring it, you want to make it thicker, you increase and reduce depending on your choice. So I have this, and I'll just get it to a level that I feel like is okay. Then this one is to just the other one here, the start, is to just rotate the circle. Do you get me? But why, if you want to, because we have to close this circle back, we can't leave it open this way, so we have to close it back. Then what we're going to do is you click on the one you used to open it. This was the arc that we used to open it initially, so we use it to close back the circle like this. So we have this circle closed back, so we just have this now. Yeah, we have the circle with the opening inside. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to give it a fill color. I'll come over to my fill color and give it the color of your choice. Maybe I want it green, or let's say blue, like this. Yeah, so I have my color. Yeah, so the next thing we're going to do is go over to that color. Of course, we don't want it like this. We want the effect of a gradient where it's faded out. You get, so we want to make it faded out, and one side has higher concentration than the other one. So we're going to click on gradient. So we have, this is the normal fill color here. This is solid, this is gradient here. Solid, this is gradient. So we're going to click on gradient, and when we click on gradient, we just have this you have this gradient between two colors. So this is not actually the effect we're looking for yet. So we're going to click on linear. When you click on gradient, you just click on linear. So when you click on linear, you're going to see a list of other types of gradients that they have. So they have linear gradients, they have radial gradients, they have angular gradients and diamond gradients. So we're going to be making use of the angular gradient here. So when you click on angular, then you can see what happened here. So now the gradient is now divided at this point. Meanwhile, the other side is faded out. So if I should take this part up here, it keeps on taking that gradient, keep on taking that cut of the gradient, the division of the gradient, it keeps taking it round. So I just want it to be like this. I want it to start from here. Yeah, I want it to start from here. So you look at the two colors, and from here, from this color panel, color palette here, you can differentiate the two colors. So you can see that this lighter blue is for the lighter section, while here the darker blue is for this other darker section. So what I'm going to do is I want it to be this normal blue. This first blue here is the blue that I selected. So I want it to remain like that. But the second one, I want the second one to be faded out. So to get that effect, what I'm going to do is I'll copy this color, copy the first color, that is the blue, the first blue that you're using, or the first color you're going to use. Just copy it. Then when I copy it, I'm going to paste it on the second color here. Yeah. So you paste it there. So now I have these two colors like this. So it's looking like one color, right? So what we're going to do is we'll go over to the gradient still, then change the second color, change the opacity to 0. The opacity should be 0. That's how I've gotten this gradient now. I've gotten this faded out effect. So if I should leave it, I have something like this. Okay, so let me make the blue darker so that the first blue, let me make it darker so that it can be very visible. Oh yeah, this is okay. So I have this effect right now. So if I put it in my frame, I want you guys to see it very well. So I have this now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the, because I'm going to create a component, and we don't use our components to prototype. We make use of the instances of that component. So I have my loader here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a frame selection. So to create a frame selection, you click on, right click, and you see a list of options there. Look for frame selection. This is a shortcut, but if you don't know the shortcut, then just right click and then select frame selection. So I'm going to select the frame selection, and if you notice what happened, it has already given it a frame here. So you can see frame 1. So that's what I wanted to take you guys to a new page. So whenever you're designing, I usually tell my students they should always have a new page where they can have a clean layer without too much designs or without too much elements, so that you can be able to work with your layers very well. So I have my frame with my circle inside, my loader inside. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to create a component. So that component is going to have 4 variants, because whenever we are creating loaders with circles, we have to create 4 variants, because obviously we're going to be rotating the loader in circles, in quarters I mean. So what we're going to do is I have my component now. I'll create a variant, then add extra 2 variants to have this. Yes, this is what we're going to have. So we're going to be using smart animate to animate our loader. So what we're going to do next is we're going to make the loaders to behave the way we want it to behave. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to click on the circle. You have to make sure you're clicking on the circle, because while rotating the circle, we have to click on the circle, not the frame. Many people make the mistake of clicking on the frame. We gave it a frame, so many people made the mistake of rotating the frame and not the circle inside. I want you to rotate the circle inside, not the frame. So the frame should remain the way it is and rotate only the circle inside. So if you feel like it's still confusing to you, this is what you're going to do. You come over to your layers panel. You can see here that variant 2, the whole of variant 2 is selected, which means the frame is also selected. So what you're going to do is just click on only the circle inside. So we're still in variant 2, but we're selecting only the circle. So while selecting that circle, you rotate it. You rotate it. Okay, so I don't want my loader. I didn't tell you guys this earlier. I don't want my loader to be rotating anti-clockwise. I want it to rotate clockwise. So we're going to we're going to Control Z and go back to the initial one, then change the position so that it can be rotating clockwise. So the way it's positioned now, remember that the way the thicker part is facing, that is where it's going to be rotating from. So the thicker part is the main blue is facing this way, is facing the right way, so that means it's going to be rotating like this, which is anti-clockwise, but I want it to rotate in a clockwise position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control Z. I'll just go back to the first. I'll go back to the first loader, which is the component I had. Then I'll just rotate it. Yeah, flip horizontal. So I'll have it this way. So in this position now, it's going to be rotating in a clockwise position. So what I'm going to do is I'll just give it a variant, give it extra variant here, and I have this. So what we're going to do is click on the frame, then find the circle inside it. If it's still confusing to you, another shortcut you can just use is when you click on the frame, click on enter. Whenever you're on a frame or in a group and you click on enter, you select the elements that are inside it. So like this now, I just clicked on the frame, then click on enter to just attack whatever is inside. So I click on enter and I've attacked the circle inside. So I have that, and I'm going to show you guys how to rotate it, because a lot of people rotate it just randomly and it makes the circle to not maintain a certain position. So before you rotate, you hold on your shift key. Don't just rotate it like this. No, you have to hold on. When you go over here, make sure that your cursor has this rotating signal. So this one is to scale. Look at the double-sided arrow. So this one is to scale it. The double-sided arrow is to scale it. Then when you move back a bit, you're going to see this rotating signal. That is the rotating arrow, which means you can rotate it. Then hold on shift and click and hold, then rotate it. Now while holding on shift, it's going to be snapping like how you're seeing it. So it's snapping now, and I just want to have it at this point. So this is like the first quarter that we're going to be rotating. Then you come over to the second one, to the third one I mean. So the third one means that it's going to pass here where we stopped at the second variant. It's going to pass there and stop here, which is opposite its direction now. Opposite its position I mean. So what we're going to do is we'll click on the circle again, go to your rotating and rotate it to the top like this. So I have this one here. Remember, Smart Animate is going to animate it according to how we move our circle. So this is what we have. Maintain the same position. So this one we're going to take it over here. Yes. So I want to have this. This is what I want to have. So if you're following my instruction, this is how your four variants should look like. It should look like this. So I'm going to head over to prototype, then click on prototype. Then so while prototyping now, we're not going to be prototyping with the circles inside. We're going to prototype with the frame. So just click on the frame, no need to use the circle. Click on the frame and drag it. So you're going to drag that wire. Yeah, I call it wire. You drag that wire to the second frame, which is the second variant. So to be sure, when it opens this interaction for you, where you can change the trigger and everything, you're going to see that it is changing to variant 2. That is, you're going to be sure that it's changing to variant 2, not the circle inside. It's going to take you to the whole variant. So this should be after delay. We don't want it to be on top. After delay 1 millisecond. Then our animation is going to be smart animate, then linear. Then we'll leave this at 300. Okay, let's make it a bit slower, 800 ms. So exactly what we have on this interaction, That is the same thing we're going to have for the other interactions. So what we're going to do is we'll do the same thing for every other one. Connect variant 2 to variant 3. After delay 1ms, smart animate linear and 800. So Figma is going to maintain this animation, but we're just going to be changing the trigger and the delay. So click on the third one, drag it this way. After delay 1ms. Yeah, so we're going to take the last one. Sorry, we're going to take the last one over to the first one, so that we can have a smooth animation. Where so that when it gets to the last loader, it's going to continue from the first one. So this is what I mean now. I didn't connect it to the first one here. So we're going to start the prototype with the first one here. You can start with any other one, but I usually start mine with the first loader we created. So when I drag this, remember, we're going to use the instance. I did not drag the main component, so the main component is still inside the component set. So I just drag the instance outside here. So I'm using the instance to prototype. We never make use of the components. So we just make use of the components if we want to change the color of our loader. So I'll prototype it, shift and spacebar to test the prototype. So you can see we have this smooth animation, but it got to this point and it stopped. It got to the last one here and it stopped. Did you see that? If I restart the prototype, it will go around and it will stop here at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to reconnect it to the top so that it can continue from here, and we're going to have a smooth animation. So you're going to drag the last one to the top here. So we just change the setting. So after delay 1ms, and we should restart it. Our issue is supposed to be resolved. Yes. So that's it, guys. That's how to create a loader animation in Figma. I'll be creating more loader animation videos, but this is one loader that's supposed to be well, I think everybody's familiar with this loader, so I'll create another video for the rest. So just do sure to like, comment and share. Thanks.